Welcome to, it's actually, it was coffee and revelation, but it's really tea. I drink green tea when I've got a very sore throat, and I do. So this may be shorter again, although we're just at this marvelous passage in Revelation 20, which so many people rush through and miss the point of it, really. But we are at chapter 20, and we are at verse 4. I saw thrones on which were seated those who'd been given authority to judge, and I saw the souls of those who'd been beheaded because of their testimony about Jesus and because of the word of God. They had not worshipped the beast or his image, and had not received its mark on their foreheads or their hands. They came to life and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. The rest of the dead did not come to life until the 1,000 years were ended. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy are those who share in the first resurrection. The second death has no power over them, but they will be priests of God and of Christ and will reign with him for 1,000 years. So the focus here shifts from the abyss, verses 1 to 3, to what has happened in heaven as a result of the binding of Satan. Now, I think the main thing here is this is a vindication of God's people. And you imagine John, the people to whom John was writing, and so many of their brothers and sisters had died, and they must have been wondering what was happening and where they were. And John answers this. He talked about them taking part in the first resurrection. Those who sit on the thrones, there's lots of discussion about who that could be. But I do think it's a combination of the angels and believers who've died and gone to be with the Lord. Now, it's not, the literal thing, it's not people literally sitting on thrones. It's just that they take part in the ruling. And I think that, again, is something that's just enormously significant. I think it's a way of saying that they reign over a kingdom. And they are disembodied spirits, aren't they? The souls of those who've been beheaded because of their testimony. This is the first resurrection. The second resurrection hasn't yet occurred. And I think about even that in terms of my own father, that I believe his soul is with the Lord, but his body is in a grave in the Highlands of Scotland. But there is a second resurrection. That's the point. And here's the interesting thing. If you're not a believer, you don't take part in the first resurrection. You wait for the second resurrection where body and soul are reunited, and then you're judged. I think, I don't know, when I look at this, they've been beheaded because of their testimony. Persecution has always been part of the Christian life. And I love the fact that the second death has no power of them, but they will be priests of God and of Christ and will reign with him for 1,000 years. Again, as I say, I think the number 1,000 years is symbolic. But the contrast here is quite clearly between those who take part in the first resurrection and those who are only part of the second resurrection. And those who take part in the first resurrection reign with Christ, and at the second resurrection, their bodies are reunited with their souls. And those who take part in the second resurrection are raised only to be judged. Well, please forgive my voice. It's not COVID. I don't think so anyway. We've been tested and stuff, but we have weak bodies, don't we? We have weak bodies. And one day we won't have weak bodies. One day our souls will live within bodies that are continually refreshed and renewed. And that's a wonderful thought. And as I say, Revelation just keeps setting up this contrast. And I hope that those of you who are believers are encouraged by this. And I hope anyone watching this who's not a believer, I hope that you'll be encouraged to turn to the Lord. So God bless you. This is Tuesday afternoon in Australia, morning in the UK, early morning, night in the US, wherever you are in the world. But see you tomorrow. God bless you. Bye.